Good afternoon, it's the 26th of October 2019 and it's time to extract my solitary red mason bees from their bee nest box, which I purchased 2 years ago from George Pilkington at nurturingnature.com, and it's been very successful, particularly this second season. My bee insert is completely full, so it should be interesting to see how many cocoons we get from it. Here we have one side, and you can see all the cocoons are completely full, and on the other side, it's apart from the 2 rows at the top, it's pretty much completely full on the other side as well. So we have to unscrew the screws and extract the bee cocoons. We don't need too many tools, but I think this is probably a sensible start. Need something to scrape them out. Little screwdriver, magnifying glass so you can see what we're doing, and we need some fine sand, which I've washed and dried, to shape the bee cocoons in, which is how you clean them and get all the mites off them. So there we go. It's a little bit gunky, we can clean that up later. And here we can see in much more detail all of the cocoons. So, try and do it in one continuous movement. Get them all out in one go, hopefully without smashing any up. Take the door out, the entrance, another door, ready, one continuous movement. Take the door out, one continuous movement. There we go. Well, I've numbered these so we know which order they go back in when we reassemble it all. This is what they look like when you take them out, all mixed up with the black cocoons there and the yellow bits of pollen and nectar that hasn't been consumed. And then over here I've sorted some out and cleaned them manually so they look a bit cleaner. If we look very carefully, most of those black dots are droppings from the larva, I think, but occasionally you can see a little mite moving, which is slightly smaller than the black dots, so they're quite difficult to see. Count them out later, and over this side there's a few cocoons that were completely hollow, and on the left are some larvae that were on the outside of some of the cocoons, and I assume these are the larvae of one of the predatory wasps that lays its eggs with the red mason bee, and then the larva consume the bee whilst it's growing in its cocoon. So we removed quite a few of those predators. So it says in an unheated room with tepid water, agitate and rinse the cocoons, which will remove some of the mites and the debris. You can keep keep them in for about 5 minutes apparently. So let's see. Here we have our mites, our cocoons rather. Let's chuck them in and give them a good agitate. Well, after that first wash, they're looking quite clean now. We'll give them one more rinse in fresh tepid water and see what they look like then. So here we have all the cocoons. Some of them are a little bit dented. I don't know if that means they're dead or whether they'll be fine inside, so we'll see. Now give them a bit of a dry and then put them in the sand, give them a sand clean. Put them in. So we have a jam jar half full of fine sand that I have previously washed and dried, and let's add the cocoons and then give it a shake. So cocoons mixed with sand, give them a good shake for a bit and then tip it out and sort them out. See what they look like. So here we go. I now have to shake vigorously for 2 minutes, which sounds like quite a long time, but hey, let's follow the instructions. You can see they're inside. Some will look a bit flat and damaged, so maybe they're not so good. And this is supposed to knock all the mites off. If it doesn't, then I guess the mites deserve to stay. So after a good 2 minutes of stirring, I'll tip them all out. Now it's time to sort them out from the sand and separate them. I guess we can count them at the same time. And here we have the final supply, 192 red mason bee cones, cocoons, and I'm going to give them a final rinse. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to do that, but I'm going to give them a final rinse to wash the sand off, and it'll all be nice and shiny and clean. So we're now finished and washed up, scrub cleaned all the insides, and then finally we'll reassemble the unit with the screwdriver.